Howdy, now and future cultists. Once again, it is I, Colin Terrio, leader of the Cult of Copy and host of this here show called Eat Me, which we do every weekday at noon here on the Cult of Copy public-facing PR page. If you dig it, click follow, like the page, share it, do all that happy stuff that makes it worth my while to continue to do these. Today, we are talking about something I call the Bellwether Effect. I've talked about it before in a lot of different ways, but I'm going to give it to you in brief today because it is something that is only becoming easier and easier to do with the advent of streaming live wireless technology on pretty much everybody's mobile phones directly to social networks that give you access to millions and millions of people. So if you don't know what a bellwether is, a wether is a castrated male sheep, and the bellwether is the sheep that they put a bell on because he's like the leader of the sheep. Now, I'm explaining this. I'm not a sheep farmer. This is the way I read it, and it's something that stuck with me, so I use it as a way to explain this particular effect. So I apologize to any sheep farmers out there if I'm not getting this exactly right. But basically, sheep don't follow other sheep, but let me put it this way. So sheep are followers. They get bored very easily, and they're always looking at what the sheep on the side of them is doing, and they want to copy that, right? So that's how a flock of sheep moves, and that's why it can be hard to predict where it's going to go, because there's no sheep who's like the boss sheep who's like, hey, listen up, sheep, we're going to go graze over there now, right? There's no sheep that's in charge to that degree. So what it is the sheep who gets bored first moves first, and then the sheep on the side of that sheep move, and then the sheep on the side of those sheep move. So the whole the flock of sheep move in like a ripple motion from the one in the middle who just happens to get bored first. He doesn't even know he's the leader necessarily, right? So the job of the shepherd, if you want to know where the flock is going to go, you figure out which sheep is the one that gets bored the fastest, and you put a bell on it, and then when that sheep moves, you hear where the bell is going, and then that's where the whole flock is going to eventually go, because he's the leader and all the other sheep are going to follow in domino fashion what that one sheep does, right? But he doesn't even know he's the leader. He's not like the boss of the sheep. He's just one of the sheep who happens to be easiest to follow because he moves first, right? So that there is the secret of what I call the bellwether effect, which is to say, if you want to build up some knowledge and expertise and experience in a field, perhaps with the intention of building yourself an audience in that field who would follow your expertise and read your articles and watch your videos and learn from you and potentially buy things from you. The trick is you can begin building the audience immediately without having to climb the mountain and become the expert first. You don't have to be expert level or, genius level or even guru level to start building the audience. You can start building the audience immediately, because what it is that people, they do follow advanced authorities and experts. They do. But they also follow people who are doing the things that they want to learn how to do that are only a few steps ahead of them. It makes it easier for them to follow. Their knowledge is fresher. They're easier to engage with. They seem more imitatable because they're not that far ahead of where the prospect is. So the trick is, as you are learning, as you are doing, as you are exploring whatever field it is that you're interested in, your job is to be a reporter on yourself. You make content about what you're learning, the obstacles you face, how you overcame them, how you do what it is that you're doing day by day to get better at it. And what you're doing by doing that is making yourself easy to follow. You're not declaring yourself a leader. You're not making any special claims of grand expertise that you don't have. You can be 100% honest about where you're at, but you're always ahead of someone. And the more you do it, the more you get ahead. So eventually, by the time you are actually a legitimate expert and very knowledgeable in a field that you've been pursuing regularly, you have an audience of people who have watched you become that. You are a living before and after example, and you have people that watched it happen and followed along with you. Chances are some of them will even follow in your footsteps and do what you did. So you actually have followers who are, experts in their own right, who are almost like apostles of yours because they've been following along and become big time just doing what you did, right? So you can become a leader in a field of your choosing without having to become an expert first and then build an audience. You can build it along the way, and that is the Bellwether Effect. Now, one of the tricks with this is that, like I said, by the time you are considered by your audience to be a guru, because you're so far advanced, you have a sizable audience that's been following along the whole time, right? So when is the time to start creating products? As soon as you've learned something that you spent money investing in that field to learn. Now, I make my living in the field of teaching people copywriting and marketing, right? So that is just one example, but you don't have to focus on that. It can be literally anything. It can be a hobby. It can be like outdoor activities, anything that you would spend money to enjoy. You can make content around you exploring that and learning about it and developing skills in it, and you will build up an audience who appreciates those baby steps, people who want to get into it. And if there's money being spent, there's money you can make as an affiliate, as an advertiser. Once you have the audience who's listening to your recommendations, which again are honest recommendations based on things you're actually doing, then you have the power to sell things to them based on your recommendations and experiences. You don't have to be a salesman if you don't want to. You can simply review products that you're an affiliate of and share the ones that you like, and hey, even the ones you don't, and be an affiliate of those too. People can buy whatever they like. But even though a certain field may not get you a big enough audience to make a total living out of, the idea here is that you can even monetize your hobbies to the degree where they're fun to pursue because you're creating content around it, you're building up an audience, and the audience may spend enough money to subsidize your hobby, which allows you to spend more and justify spending more time on it and subsidizing it for you, essentially, right? So I feel like this Bellwether Effect thing is a cool deal. There are a lot of people doing it that don't even realize that they're doing it. A lot of people are missing the monetization step because they don't realize it. And a ton of people are thinking, boy, I want to get into that and make a living around this hobby or whatever that I'm passionate about. But, I got to put in years of experience before anybody will listen and follow to me. That's simply not true. And the internet proves it every day. And I'm holding the tools that you can use to do it right here in my hand as I do this live video for you now. Get started today. Like just do it. Whatever it is that you want to do, take step one today. Either record yourself actually doing it and share it, or give it a few tries until you figure it out and then make a video telling people how you did it. That's it. That's step one. Start doing it now. Take advantage of the Bellwether Effect. That's it for today. We got one more episode of Eat Me to come this week. That will be tomorrow, Friday, at noon Eastern. We are here every weekday at the same time, noon Eastern time, for another little lunchtime tidbit of marketing and mindset and persuasion and influence and all that happy stuff we talk about in the Cult of Copy. If you want to join us, I'd be happy to have you. And that's it, guys. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. If you like it, be sure to click follow, like the page, and share the video with someone you think will get something out of it. Also, it's an interactive show, so ask questions during tomorrow's broadcast, and I'll be sure to answer them live on the air. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you with my giant finger in my face tomorrow. Bye-bye.